Ralph, who's the design director of Playground Games.
Hello.
I'm Dan Greenewald, the creative director at Turn 10. And obviously we're here to show you Forza Horizon. As I mentioned, we want to keep this conversational, and truthfully we want to get through this presentation very quickly so that you all have time to play the game. Now, over on all those pods, we have the full game. This is exactly how it'll be when it shows up on store shelves. The only real difference is you're going to start with a fresh profile, and if you played Forza Motorsport 4, Forza Motorsport 3, when you start Forza Horizon, you'll actually get a profile import. So we'll look at what level you were at, how you progressed through the game, and you'll start the game with extra cars, a little bit of an incentive. You're not going to do that today. But hopefully, the goal is that we let the game speak for itself, so we're not going to do too much talking today. Before we kick off in the demo, we just have a few just to make sure everyone has the same familiarity with the franchise, I'd like to say a few words. So obviously, Forza Motorsport, we made 4 of those, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and they're known for being tremendous simulation. But the truth is, simulation wasn't our goal. Our goal at Turn 10 was to turn gamers into car lovers and car lovers into gamers. And specifically what that means is people that love cars, but don't think of games as a viable way of expressing that passion. We wanted to give them a game that would allow them to do just that. And people that love games and know about XP and credits and are very familiar with this very complicated controller in some ways, to get them thinking about cars in a new way. So that was our vision. But to date, it's been expressed in that motorsport way, and that means shave 1/10 of a second off your lap time at the Nürburgring. It's about hardcore racing. Now, it doesn't mean it was hard. It was actually fairly easy to play. We had 6-year-olds who could play the game. Forza Horizon is a new expression of that same vision. This game is still meant to turn gamers into car lovers and car lovers into gamers, but it does it differently. Rather than being about shaving 1/10 of a second off your lap, this is about music. It's about a summer music festival. It's about having a great time on a road trip with cars, taking photographs, seeing the day and the night, seeing lots of people, great music, great radio station. So we call this the freedom to explore the open road. Now, a quick note, we've been getting asked quite a lot about arcade, sim, arcade, what is this, what is not. The truth is, Forza is known for having great quality, great innovation, a lot of passion for cars. It's also known for being epic, just a very large-scale game with a tremendous value, and always being fresh because we do downloadable content. This game shares that same DNA, but rather than calling it arcade, we call it an action racing game. Because a lot of those arcade games are very shallow. The cars are all the same, and often the car's a weapon. You don't actually get to respect the car and have fun with the car. You're not building a relationship with the car. Just like in Forza Motorsport, in Forza Horizon, you build a relationship with the car and you never have to throw it away. In a lot of these arcade games, you start with a hot hatch. The moment you get a sports car, you have to throw your hot hatch away because it can no longer compete. Using upgrades, the classification system, the painting system, we allow you to express your love of the car even if it is a normal everyday car that you see on the streets of Germany. So, I was trying to go fast and apparently I didn't. I'm sorry for that. We're going to get under Ralph. I swear we will get you on the games as quickly as possible.
Take it away. That's me.
Yeah,
okay,
I'm
sorry.
done.
It's the story of my life, waiting for Dan to finish talking.
Oh, yeah.
I'm getting used to it. Good morning, it's great to see you all here. I want to pick up on something that Dan was just talking about before we kick off the actual driving, because he used the word epic, and epic is a word we use a lot to describe Forza Horizon. It's epic in a whole range of senses, in the sense that we've created this massive open world for you to explore. It's epic in terms of the content that we've created and populated that world with. Things for you to do, cars for you to drive, experiences for you to have. It's epic in terms of the depth. You expect that from a Forza game, right? There are so many features, but you can go deep with any one of them. You want to become an expert photographer, an expert painter, those are still experiences you can have in Forza Horizon. And as Dan said, it's epic in terms of its longevity, its lifespan, because not only is this game huge out of the box, this is a game that we're going to keep supporting month after its release to make sure it's evergreen, to make sure that it it's always the racing game that you come back to. There are always new experiences, new challenges for you to find in that. I'll talk a little bit more about our DLC plans, and they are really exciting, a little later on. But first, let's kick off with the driving, shall we? So I talked about new experiences, and really one of the big new experiences we've packed into this game is, I think, a universal car experience. Many of us never get the opportunity to drive a race car on a racetrack. That's for the select few. But I think all of us can relate to taking a car out onto the open road, listening to great music, and really opening her up. And that's really what Forza Horizon is all about, as you can see. We call it an action racing game because on the one hand, it's pick up and play. You can have fun with it immediately. But on the other hand, it has Forza authenticity. So the Forza physics system and handling model that have made the previous Forza Motorsport games so great is absolutely to be found in Forza Horizon. Interesting. So
this is going to take a second.
Yeah. So we're running a debug build here, and it has some idiosyncrasies, so you'll bear with us. I think you've attached.
There we go.
We're back.
All right.
So let's pretend we didn't see that.
Yes. That was all debug.
So interestingly, we are finished Forza Horizon now. The code is complete, it's ready, but this is a build that we're running so that we can cheat a little, and you'll see how we cheat a little later in the demonstration. Now, in Forza Horizon, we want you to drive stylishly. We want you to show off. We want you to show off to your friends and to all the other people at Horizon Festival. And to do that, we have a system in the game which measures just how skillfully, how stylishly you drive, and it awards you points based on that. Now, you'll have seen systems like this before. The PGR had a kudos system. But really, basically what this does is allows you to learn 35 skills and combos and string them together to score points. And in the game, points equate to popularity. And when you guys go hands-on, in just a few minutes, you'll see exactly what popularity means within the game of Horizon.